Hello everyone. Today, we're diving into connecting a Java backend with an HTML/CSS frontend. It might seem tricky, but we'll break it down into simple steps. This will allow your website's pretty face, frontend, to talk to the brains, backend, that handle data and logic. Let's get started. First, understand the roles. HTML and CSS create the structure and styling of your website. Java handles the data processing, storage, and business logic on the server. To connect them, we need a middleman. This middleman is often a web server. Common options include Tomcat, Jetty, or Spring Boot's built-in server. The frontend sends requests to this server. These requests are typically HTTP requests like GET or POST. The Java backend then processes these requests. It fetches data from a database, performs calculations, or updates information. After processing, the backend sends a response back to the frontend. This response is usually in a format like JSON, JavaScript object notation. JSON is a simple, text-based format that's easy for both Java and JavaScript, used in the frontend, to understand. Now, let's look at some specific techniques. One popular method is using REST APIs. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. It's an architectural style that defines a set of constraints for building web services. With REST, your Java backend exposes endpoints, URLs, that the frontend can access. For example, an endpoint might be /users to retrieve a list of users. Spring Boot makes it easy to create REST APIs in Java. You can use annotations like @RESTController and @GetMapping to define your endpoints. On the frontend, you'll use JavaScript to make HTTP requests to these endpoints. The Fetch API is a modern way to do this. You can also use libraries like Axios, which offer more features and flexibility. When the frontend receives the JSON response from the backend, it needs to display it to the user. You can use JavaScript to dynamically update the HTML content. For example, you might iterate over a list of users and create HTML elements for each user. Consider security when connecting your frontend and backend. Protect your API endpoints from unauthorized access. Implement authentication and authorization mechanisms. You can use techniques like JWT, JSON Web Tokens, for authentication. Also, be sure to validate user input on both the frontend and backend to prevent vulnerabilities like cross-site scripting, XSS, and SQL injection. Testing is crucial. Test your API endpoints to ensure they return the correct data. Test your frontend code to ensure it correctly displays the data. Remember to handle errors gracefully. Provide informative error messages to the user if something goes wrong. By following these steps, you can successfully connect your Java backend with your HTML/CSS frontend. This opens up a world of possibilities for creating dynamic and interactive web applications. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Consider supporting the channel through donations or becoming a patron. Your support helps us create more content like this. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos.